Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about the United States because the United States may finally be getting their own GDPR. That's right, online privacy may be coming to citizens in a way that we've needed it for years and years and years. We've been behind. Hopefully we won't be any further. Here's what's going on. Now, this is coming from a November 18th press release from Congresswoman Anna G. Eshoo. Now, she's a congresswoman from the state of California. Basically, they just reintroduced the 2019 Online Privacy Act, and here we go. Now, this is updated legislation. This is coming from the press release directly from essentially her government website. Now, this updated legislation is including several improved provisions and additional privacy protections, including adding an Office of Civil Rights in the DPA and authorizing state privacy regulators. So, for example, California's Privacy Protection Agency, they have the CCPA, to enforce the legislation alongside with state attorneys general. Now, according to Representative Eshoo, and I quote directly, Americans' right to privacy is being grossly disregarded in the digital age. Too often our private information online is stolen, abused, used for profit, or grossly mishandled. Our legislation will restore and protect the American people's right to privacy by ensuring every person has control over their data, companies are held accountable for privacy intrusions, and the government provides tough but fair enforcement. I completely agree with all of those things, and we will get to my thoughts in a moment. Now, the Congresswoman further said, and I quote, "Recent revelations about tech company abuses make clear that Congress must take action. We need to target the most widespread problems online. The Online Privacy Act solves problems by protecting the data of users and setting clear, firm standards for online companies. This bill prevents the abusive collection and retention of proposal information. If companies can't collect data, they can't use that data to manipulate Americans for profit." And I misspoke. This is actually Representative Lofgren, also of California, who co-sponsored the bill with Representative Eshoo, who just said that. Now, the Online Privacy Act protects individuals, encourages innovation, and restores trust in technology company by, and there are 4 critical points here. The first one is creating user rights. The bill grants every American the right to access, correct, or delete their data, just as European Union citizens have it. It also creates new rights like the right basically to impermanence, which lets users decide how long companies can keep their data, meaning I'm going to use your services for 6 months. After 6 months, you are going to delete my data. That would be law. Now, the next point is placing clear limits and obligations on companies. This bill actually minimizes the amount of data companies can collect, process, disclose, and maintain, and bars companies from using data in discriminatory ways. Additionally, companies must receive consent from users in plain, simple language. Gone are the days of the 80,000 80,000 word end user license agreements that nobody reads and everybody just clicks accept, and here we are. Now, the third point is that this establishes a digital privacy agency. This bill essentially establishes an independent agency led by a director that's appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate for a 6-year term. The DPA, Digital Privacy Agency, will enforce privacy protections and investigate abuses. Like the HIPAA Compliance Office, this will be under the Department of Human Rights. So there you go. Finally, and the last point, is strengthening enforcement. This bill empowers state attorneys, basically every major attorney or the attorney general of each state, essentially to enforce violations of the bill, and allows individuals to appoint nonprofits to represent them in private class action lawsuits. So there you go. I think this is really good. This got killed in 2019. It was voted down. It was not this robust, but with the changing of the guard, a new president that's more online, or basically in line, I should say, with online privacy protection than the previous one, who was in the process of undoing things like net neutrality under the FCC. This may actually have some legs. We'll see if this gets voted on. The last time I talked about one of these was an IoT security bill under the Trump administration that got basically unanimous voting in both the House and the Senate. So it is possible that even in this extremely partisan time, that we can look at this and say, you know what, this aligns with our constitutional rights to privacy. While that's always referred to our right to privacy as a citizen in our homes or wherever we go, or the right against search and seizure from law enforcement or the government and all of this, We really haven't addressed online privacy here. It's something I've been advocating for quite some time. It is your data. As you generate it, as you are putting things out there, you are being data mined to the nth degree and is being used against you in ways, quite frankly, that you simply don't know. Most of us have no idea how deep this rabbit hole goes. But by putting these things in place, we finally can have recourse. Now, the flip side of this is that the Facebooks of the world will absolutely freak out, and they're going to send their army, just literally army of lobbyists down to DC to basically try to crush this as fast as they humanly can. They didn't have that in Europe, basically, and they are learning that lesson as they have been getting fine after fine after fine in Europe, and now it's coming here to the United States. So I think this is a great thing. I am 100% for this. I think you should be 100% for this. If I walked up to you and you didn't know me and said, hey, I want to basically have all of your personal private information and I'm going to store it over here, would you give it to me on the street? You'd look at me and say like, no, I don't know you. But that's what we're doing every single day. Understand, it's not just Facebook. They're selling your information to advertisers you've never even heard of, and they're all doing it. Even your internet service providers. I've done videos and podcasts on that. So this is great news. Hopefully this will go somewhere. I'm glad this is being reintroduced. Hopefully the United States will finally have the online privacy that we should have. Finally, we're going to be in line with the Constitution of the United States online, and that is a really good thing. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private. Thanks, everyone.